Welcome everyone. Today is Saturday, April 18th, and this is the second edition of the Spotlight series here. My name's Tim Watroba. I'm the head golf professional at the Thorny Golf Club, and today we are going to talk about the World Golf Handicap System. Previously it was the GIN system by the USGA, and other countries around the world had their own handicap system. So basically what we have now is a unified handicap system from all the countries around the world. So if you go to Ireland or Scotland or Australia and play golf there, now you can post your score, where before they didn't operate under the course rating and slope system that we had here in the United States. So you were unable to post those scores, and they didn't go into your handicap or factor into your handicap. So now with the World Golf Handicap System, we do have that ability to post scores when we play international golf, and basically makes golf a global game, which we all know it has been, but now we play under the same set of rules from the USGA and RNA. So now we have a unified World Golf Handicap System. So that's kind of where the change came from. It's been years in the making, but that's kind of what sparked the change and why we needed to make a change. Not that the system we had was broken, but we're hoping that this World Golf Handicap System is going to be better for all of us. So I just wanted to highlight some of the changes. There are a lot of changes here, but I'm just going to touch on about 4 or 5 of the changes here that really you should know about. And the first change for the World Golf Handicap System is that now your handicap is based on your top 8 scores as opposed to your top 10 scores. So basically they're using a smaller sample size of your lowest scores to calculate your handicap. Now what we've seen, and what you may have seen, the World Golf Handicap System went into place January 1st of this year. So you may have seen when you got that update on your email that your handicap, it may have gone up or down about a half a shot or a half of a percentage point on your index, and that was due to basically your handicap being calculated from the lowest 8 scores as opposed to the lowest 10 scores. So not a huge difference there, but it could make a big difference. If your 9th and 10th score was a higher score, it could have brought your handicap up, or if it's low, it's going to go back down low again. Another change we have is there's no more USGA 3-5. Now, if you're not familiar with the 3-5, that was for players playing from different sets of tees. So what usually happened here at Thorny Lee is we have the rule of 85. So if your index in your age being over 70, add up to 85. So if you're 70 years old and you have an index of 15.5, that would be 85.5. So we allow those players to play from the white tees, and there's a different rating for the white tees and the blue tees. So players that were eligible to move up to the white tees could play those white tees, but they would lose 1 shot from moving up to the white tees. So they would take their white tee handicap, there may be a difference there, and subtract 1 shot from that. So most of the time it was a 2-shot differential between the blues and the whites, but we no longer do that anymore. So with the World Golf Handicap System, you'll have a different varying handicap from each set of tees, greater than what you would have found before. So before, you might have noticed when you looked at your handicap that you were the same handicap from the white tee, from the blue tee, and from the combo tee, and maybe you got an extra shot or two from the gold tee markers. So now what you'll see when you go to your handicap is that there's going to be a greater variance between tee boxes. So you may be a 13 from the white tee, a 15 from the blue tee, an 18 from the combo, and 20 from the gold tee markers. So basically, that calculation has already been put into play into your calculation for your handicap. So it's already been included. The difference between the course rating and the par of the course has already been included in the calculation of your handicap. So no more 3-5. That we never have to say those words again. So if whatever you are from the white tee marker, that's what you're going to play from the white tee marker. Whatever you are from the combo tee marker, that's what you are from the combo tee marker. So it should streamline things, and should once we get back into playing, should be a little easier for people to understand when they go out to play what their actual handicap is when they step up onto the first tee. Another change we have is there's no more ESC. ESC was equitable stroke control. So everybody is probably used to, if you were a 0 to 9 handicap, the maximum score you could post on your handicap was a double bogey, or if you were a 10 to 19 handicap, it might have been a 7 and a 19 to 20, or 20 to 29 handicap was an 8. So now we have what they call double bogey max, and that's net. So net double bogey max. So the maximum score you can take on any hole is a net double bogey. So basically, to determine that, for instance here, if you're a 10 handicap and you're playing the 6th hole here, which is our number 1 handicap hole, you'd be getting a 1 handicap stroke on that hole. So the maximum score on that hole you could take is a net double bogey, so a double bogey on the par 4 6th hole. A double bogey would be a 6, and plus your handicap stroke would be a 7. So the maximum score you could post on your handicap would be a 7 for that hole. So if you made an 8 on that hole, at the end of the round, when it comes to posting your score, you're going to post a 7. You're going to reduce your score by 1 shot and post a 7. So that's one change we're going to have to get used to when we start playing again here. Another interesting change is that handicaps will now be updated overnight, every night. So potentially you could have a new handicap index every night. The likelihood of that is unlikely, just because of the way the nature of scores are and handicaps in general. Your handicap is unlikely to change too much day to day, but over the course of 5 days or 7 days or 12 days, you're going to see your handicap may go up and down. Previously, you'd have a new handicap every 1st and 15th of the month, so you'd only have a new handicap index every 2 weeks. So now your handicap's going to change, more rapidly with the changing of your game. So before, there was about a 2-week lag time between the changes of your scores in your game. So a lot of people, either reap the benefits of that or had to suffer with a lower handicap index for a while if they were playing bad. But now the handicap that you have on a daily basis is going to be more indicative of actually how you're playing at that time when you play. So I believe that this is going to make competitions more fair, and it's going to make the scores in your handicaps more relative to how you're actually playing, and going to make golf more enjoyable for all of us That way, if you're playing good, your handicap should be going down. If you're playing bad, your handicap should be going up, and it's going to be updating more regularly than it did in the past. So I'm hoping that's going to be one of the best changes to the handicap system. Now, I know everyone's probably asking about tournaments, so what we're going to do at Thorny Lee for our events is the deadline for tournaments. So if our deadline is the Thursday before an event that's starting on the weekend, we're going to take your handicap index from Thursday, from the deadline of the tournament that you can sign up, and that's going to be the handicap that you use for the event. And the handicap that you start the event with is the handicap that you're going to finish the event with. So if it's a 2-day member on a Saturday and Sunday, and your handicap changes from Saturday to Sunday, you're going to still play with the handicap that you started with from Thursday's sign up for the event. So this makes everything consistent for everybody, and it makes it easier for people to understand what they're going to play the tournament handicap with, instead of having something change overnight for an event. And lastly, the change to the amount of holes you can play to post a score. So now you must play at least 14 holes to post an 18-hole score, and 7 holes to play to post a 9-hole score. They added a hole, basically, additional that you must play in order to post that score. So say you were rained out on the 13th hole, and you couldn't finish the 13th hole. Well, you'd only be able to post a 9-hole score for that day. You wouldn't be able to post an 18-hole score. Same thing if you were on the 6th hole and you got rained out by a thunderstorm. You wouldn't be able to post a score for that day. So all those, if you were 6 under par for that day, unfortunately, you'd have to wait it out, or it's hopefully that doesn't happen to any of us. So those are things that I wanted to relay to everybody about the changes to the handicap system. I think everything is going to be an adjustment, but it's more streamlined, and it's the idea is to make things easier for us to understand, and easier to obtain a handicap and things like that. So we want more people to play the game and enjoy the game. So that's why these changes were made by the golf associations. Next week we are going to do this again next Saturday, and we're going to do golf fitness. So now's the time for everybody to get back into golf shape. We're going to be out there soon on the golf course. So I'm going to give everybody some exercises they can do at home without any clubs, without any, you don't need any gym equipment or anything like that. Just your body and maybe a chair. So hope everyone's staying safe out there, and look forward to seeing everybody back here at the club soon, and we'll see everybody next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.